Alright guys, so I'm going to show you how to make a basic lightsaber hilt out of parts that you can buy at Home Depot. And so what you want to do in order to make this kind of lightsaber hilt is you want to buy what's called a pop-up assembly, which is basically a drain tube for your sink. You know, it goes in the bottom of the sink, and so this would be the drain, this would sit on top, and this would come up from the bottom and clamp on. And then you also want to, and you want that in about a 1 1/4 inch, and you want to get a 1 1/2 inch extension tube, okay? And then something else you could do is get a laundry tray cup. If you're getting the 1 1/2 inch tube, get the 1 27/64 inch outside diameter laundry tray cup. So a strainer basically. I know, weird measurement. So yeah, you can make the basic lightsaber hilt out of these 3 parts. And what it will cost you, the pop-up assembly I bought here is plastic with a chrome finish. So it was only $7.73. If you buy the chrome one, which is fine, it's going to cost about twice as much, about $15. The most expensive part was the extension tube, because this is metal and it is chrome. The 1 1/2 inch extension tube was $9.83, and then the tub strainer cup was $2.83. So with these 3 parts, what you do is when you take this apart, the plug is going to be here, and this thing is the pop-up thing is going to be in here as well. So you're going to take those out. You're going to also take this screw off, and it has a washer in there. You're going to set that aside. So basically you're going to end up with this. And what I did was I took the drain part off, and I kind of like this blue plastic like cover that's supposed to protect the finish of the thing, but it looks cool, like it looks like an emitter. You know, this is going to be the lightsaber emitter. And I took this gasket off and set that aside. So and then screwed this back on. So this is your basic emitter. And then if you wanted to, you could unscrew this, take this off. But I kind of like the detail of this, because from the bottom it kind of looks lightsaber-ish to me. But you could just go with that, and that's kind of cool too. And then you could add details here if you wanted to. So, and then here is where you would have, like, this would be like your button, basically, your activator button. But for this demo, we're going to do this. This is going to be very simple. It's going to be like a prop that maybe you would carry to a con, maybe hang from your belt, or possibly you're making a Halloween toy for your kid's costume. Or maybe your kid's in a school play that's about Jedi or something, and you're making a simple, lightweight plastic and chrome prop for them. So that's the first part. The second part is the extension tube comes with a cap at the bottom and a gasket. So you take the gasket, you fit that around the bottom of this cup, and it fits just like perfectly about the strainer cup. Put that back in, and then, you know, this would be like, so that closes the end of it, and it kind of gives it a nice detail at the bottom. And if you were going to put like a sound card in there, or a speaker or something, that would be like perfect for a speaker. Of course, we're not going to do that in this demo. So what I was thinking about doing, there was a bunch of different ways that you can connect these things. So you could use an epoxy or a super glue that is specifically designed to be used with metal and plastic, but that's permanent. And I wanted to do something that was kind of temporary, because I'm going to do a couple different demos. So what I did was I just basically took rubber bands that I had laying around the house, doubled them up, and used 4 or 5 of them on each level here. And what that did was that took up the extra 1/4 inch of space in between these, and you can just slide slide the extension tube onto the pop-up assembly. And there you got something that kind of looks like a lightsaber, right? Pretty cool, huh? So now what you could do is, if you really, if you wanted to, you could decorate this in a bunch of different ways. So you could take like an old windshield wiper blades and you could like cut them and vertically glue them here, which is the classic Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader lightsabers. That's what they used way back in 77, was they used windshield wiper blades and they just glued them on here. Another thing you could do is you go to the dollar store, you can buy a bunch of these elastic bands that ladies use to hold in their hair, their hair in ponytails and pigtails and whatnot. And you could put a bunch of these on here and make it look like a fancy grip. See how those kind of like go together like that? And there's difference. They're all about the right size. They're a little bit too loose for it to be like a tight grip. But if you put enough of them on, you'll end up with something that kind of looks like, a lightsaber grip. Another thing you could do is you could take twine, or you could take, say, jute string, butcher's string. You could take leather straps, and you could wrap this lightsaber, handle and make a grip like that as well. So you see what I'm getting at here, right? It's not perfect, but you can see what I'm getting at. Now, and the other thing I did was I took the gasket that was on the pop-up assembly and I turned it over and I put it onto the extension tube. Now, it doesn't fit. It's a bit of a stretch, so you really have to kind of make that gasket do something it doesn't want to do and put that down there towards the bottom. And that's kind of a cool effect too. So then you got that thing going on at the bottom, which is kind of a neat lightsabery dealy, and also helps with like when you put the elastic bands on, you got something down at the bottom there to keep them from. So it gives it a little more detail. Like I said, if you were going to put electronics in here, this would be like maybe where your switch, your on-off switch would go. So this, with a little bit of ornamentation, could be your basic lightsaber. And I kind of like the fact that, you could like do it like this, but it's kind of cool here because this is like some of the lightsabers that light up actually have vents where you can see the blade. So speaking of blades, if you wanted to like have your kid's toy and you wanted to swing it around like it was a lightsaber, for $1.92 plus tax, so basically $2, you can get a length of 2 feet of PEX pipe. PEX pipe is used for water lines, and it does have writing on the side, but and it does, this one has a sticker on it because I'm not sure if I'm going to take this back or not. And it comes in blue and red, which is awesome. So you got your Sith red and you got your Jedi blue. And what you can do with that is what I did here is I took some of these elastics that I was telling you about and I doubled them over, like so. And then what I did was, that's for example, but I have enough here that's nice. And then you can just stick that right in the top. And now you've got a lightsaber with a blade that a kid could whack some stuff with and not really hurt anybody. I mean, it's not real flexible. It's not real heavy either. So, you don't want them like smacking around like the good china or anything. But the kid could go outside and hit a fence post or a rock or something and it wouldn't probably do any damage to it. And plus, it probably wouldn't do any damage to the lightsaber or him either. And then you can just, disassemble it. And you could pop the red one in if you wanted to, or you could just, carry it around like, a little bit of ornamentation. So those are some basic lightsaber ideas. We're going to elaborate this hilt a little bit, I think, and actually make one that lights up. Another thing you could do if you're doing the Halloween costume thing is these little aluminum flashlights that you can get at the dollar store or you get for free at Harbor Freight if you buy something else. They just happen to be the right size to stick down this 1 1/4 inch pop-up assembly. And if you leave this little piece of, this little strap on here, it fits just about right. So what you could do is, let's say it's you're going out for Halloween and it's nighttime. You turn it on, you pop it in there, and now you got a little flashlight. So here, let's kill the lights. So its lightsaber acts like a safety, device for when you're trick-or-treating. You got the flashlight going on there, which is cool. Now, you can't turn it on or off from there, but, you can just kind of slide it out of there, and then there you go. So that's that. And also you can do it upside down. So, if you wanted to, you could have the lightsaber facing this way, and the light will come out of the top here. Jam the light in there, and the light comes out of the top like that. And that's easier to operate. So if you wanted one that you could, turn on and off real easily, you could just turn it upside down and do it that way. So those are some variations of using simple plumbing parts. So in total, that whole exercise there, let's see, $1. I bought 2 bags of elastics from the dollar store, so $2 there. We're talking 10, 8. No, we'll say that's 8. So $20, $23. Yeah, that's it. Oh, and the PEX pipe. So $25, and you got your kid a basic Halloween costume, Jedi Knight lightsaber, or you got yourself the beginnings of a movie prop, or if you're going to do a video and you're going to use this as a marker to add special effects later, you can use it that way. Oh, plus if your kid decides but Dad, there's writing on the side, depending on how young the kid is, you can just tell them that that's galactic script, Arabesh, and he'll get a kick out of that. But if you really want to take this off, what gets this off is acetone, basic nail polish remover. So, but here's the thing: if you're going to use it that way, if you're going to use the nail polish remover or the acetone to take off this lettering, you're going to want to wear gloves, and you're going to want to use a rag that you're never ever going to use again, because it's literally taking an entire layer of plastic off of this tube. So you're going to get that plastic on that rag, and don't use your bare hands because you'll get it on your hands, and you don't want that because plastic, you don't really want to absorb plastic through your skin. So that's, and then you could clean up the blade that way. So, of course, you could put a polycarbonate blade that's that is that will light up, like a clear one. Or you could even use a regular PVC pipe, and you could buy special spray paint to use on that PVC pipe. The problem with that is, though, that PVC pipe is notoriously hard to paint, so you need a special paint for it, and you'd also have to sand off the lettering on that, or it would show through the paint, so I've been told. And but they do sell what's called furniture grade PVC pipe, which is a little bit more expensive, but it comes in many, many different colors, including Mace Windu purple and black. So if you want to do a dark saber, you could do that. So that's a kind of a cool idea too. But that type of PVC goes for about 4 times what this goes for. So if you're keeping your costs low, this is a $25 lightsaber assembly, and we can get into a little bit more detail later, but I just wanted to do a basic run for you right there. So that's all I got for you today. I hope that you liked this video, and if this helps you with your kid's Halloween costume or your personal lightsaber build. From here, you know, you've got a hollow tube. You can put the electronics in here. You can put an LED up here. You can put a sound card down here and a speaker, and a switch here. And I may very well do that. And when I do, I will post that video and link it to this one so that you can see how that's done. So I hope everybody out there has a great day. May the force be with you. Please share, like, and subscribe this video. Do something nice for somebody today. Thanks. Bye.